Welcome back everyone. I am Promila. Today we will do our part 4th of electricity chapter. But before starting part 4th, I want to discuss part 3 topics so that you can continue your studies properly. So first of all, I will tell you which topics we have done in part 3rd. First topic we have done components and their symbols. After that circuit diagram. After that Ohm's law, and in the last we have done graph to represent Ohm's law. These four topics we have done are part 3, and if you have any problem in these topics, then you can pause this video and you can learn these topics again so that your confusions will be clear. After that I am going to start our part 4th of this chapter. In part 4th, first of all we will discuss about factors on which resistance of a conductor depends. On which factors resistance of a conductor depends. Three factors are there. First is length, second is area of cross section, and third is nature of its material, from which material conductor is made up of. So these three factors are there on which resistance of a conductor depends. The resistance of a uniform metallic conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to the area of a cross section. Resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area, 1 upon A. It means if we will increase resistance, then automatically length will be increased, and if we will increase length, then resistance also will be increased. If we will increase area, then resistance will be decreased, and if we will decrease area, then resistance will be increased. So take this equation first and this second. Here we can see R is here and R is here, both are same, so R will be directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. So resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. To remove this proportionality sign, we will use rho, which is constant of proportionality, and it is called electrical resistivity of a material of a conductor. Here, if we want to remove this proportional sign, so we want to write here equal sign, then we have to write here one constant of proportionality. So here we will write this sign, and this sign is known as rho, which is known as resistivity of material of a conductor. After that we will talk about SI unit of resistivity, which is ohm meter. Resistance SI unit is ohm, but resistivity SI unit is ohm meter. If resistivity is very low, it means these are metal and alloys, or we can say metal and alloys resistivity is very low, and if their resistivity is very low, then these are very good conductor of electricity, and their range of resistivity will be 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. If we will talk about very high resistivity, then these are rubber, glass we can say, and these will be insulator or bad conductor, we can say bad conductor of electricity, and their range of resistivity will be 10 raised to 12 ohm meter to 10 raised to 17 ohm meter. These are two things about good conductors and about bad conductors, so keep in mind these very carefully. After that, resistance and resistivity both vary with temperature. Means resistance and resistivity both will be changed according to the temperature. Alloys do not burn readily at high temperature. Alloys means mixture of metal and non-metal. So these do not burn readily at high temperature, and that's why these are commonly used in electrical heating devices like electric iron and toaster, etc. After that we will talk about an example which is based on our resistance potential difference. So what are they saying? There are two parts of one numerical. A part, how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm. So they have given us potential difference 220 volt, you can see, and after that they have given us resistance 1200 ohm. So R is equal to V upon I. R is equal to V upon I. So when we will cross multiply this, then we will got IR is equal to V, and to get I, this R will comes down. So I is equal to V upon R, 220 upon 1200, and it will become 11 upon 60 ampere, and this will become 0.18 ampere. After that, B part, this is for an electric bulb. This is for an electric bulb. This current is for electric bulb. Now we will talk about in second B part, how much current will an electric heater. Now we will talk about electric heater coil drawn from a 220 volt source if the resistance of heater coil is 100 ohm. Here we have same potential difference 220 volt, but its resistance is 100 ohm. So in the same formula we can apply this. I is equal to V upon R is equal to 220 upon 100. So 220 upon 100, here we will got 22 upon 10 ampere, and we can write it 2.2 ampere. Now we can see current for electric bulb is 0.18 ampere and current for electric heater is 2.2 ampere. Here you can see the difference. What is the difference here? And in the last, I want to show you one table. This table given in your book on page number 207. Kindly learn it carefully and write also in your notebooks, so that you can keep in mind when you will write and learn, then this is long lasting in your mind. Thank you.